Hello everyone, I'm Maëlis and today I'm very happy to present the work I did in collaboration with Lapuan Kankurit. So in this presentation I'll first talk a bit about my background, I'll speak about my creative process, and then I'll explain how I came up with the design for Kuohu. I was born and raised in France, in the city of Lyon. Lyon is a city well known for its silk weaving tradition. Growing up, I learned about the history of the local silk weavers, and throughout my studies, things always brought me back to these know-hows, and also to the jacquard technique that was also invented in this city. After art high school, I decided to specialize in textiles. I went to study my BA in the north of France, which is also a textile region. After that, I decided to pursue my master's degree in Sweden, in Borås, at the Swedish School of Textiles. While in my BA, I had the opportunity to try out a wide range of techniques. In my master's, I decided to focus on weaving, and especially jacquard weaving. Throughout my degree, I explored the links between my creative style and the jacquard technique. In my degree project, I worked on a collection of transformable textiles for the interior with a focus on poetic graphics and textures. After graduation, I worked on freelance commission projects, and I now work full-time as a designer in a company that produces handmade luxury carpets in Burgundy. So now I'd like to explain a bit more my creative process. I am inspired by the beauty that lies in everyday moments, by the rhythms, the compositions, and the flows present in nature, by organic textures and organic shapes. As a database for my practice, I collect photos of things I find interesting in my everyday life. For example, it can be the surface of a building, an accidental color combination of objects in my home, or the shapes of branches. I also work a lot with sketchbooks. I love to translate the things I see with drawing because it allows me to select the elements I want to portray. I also find a lot of beauty in finding the hand movement on the paper and looking for these shapes with your body in a way. I draw both abstract and figurative patterns. In the abstract drawings, I try to simplify and get somehow to the essence of what I find beautiful in a composition, what I find beautiful in a shape, in a repetition. Then I like to take these drawings and bring them to textiles. What I find really interesting with textiles is that it enables to bring a depth and a texture to a pattern. And that's also what brought me to the jacquard technique. That is one of many techniques that allows to really construct the textile, but also create the pattern and create the textures at the same time. To me, the textures and patterns have to complement each other, and my aim, I think, throughout that is to create textiles, create surfaces that are interesting to explore both for the eyes and for the hands. I like to think these textiles in an interior context because I'm interested in creating things that can be lived with in the everyday life. When I created the design of Kuohu, I really wanted to speak about the flows of water and the textures of water and translate the feeling of moving water onto the textile. So I looked a lot into how water behaves in different states, how it can be very calm and then all of a sudden bubble and flow and create waves or foam. And I think the beauty in that is that it all happens in this soft transition, in this flowy transition. That was the part I wanted to express in the design. The weaving binding that can be used to create a lot of volume is the family of the honeycomb bindings. I was looking into these weave constructions also because I think they really resemble somehow the sea foam, because they can create this really textured feeling. I wanted to play with scale in the weaving pattern. So the design consists of a gradient of different sizes of honeycomb, creating a texture that evolves from small to bigger scale. I was very happy that Jana and Esko liked this design, and I like that it's now a towel because it kind of brings it back to its original inspiration, which is water. And I like that it's kind of a cycle. So I really wanted to say a big thank you to Jana and Esko and the whole Lapuan Kankurit for translating my design into these beautiful materials and this beautiful product. So thank you for your attention. That was my presentation of the Kuohu design.